something in my drink and forced himself on me that night. I was helpless, could not think. Can't you see? Can't you see? Now I'm pregnant, not my choice. All of my future options gone. Goddess, hear my desperate voice. Answer me. Answer me. Oh, my daughter, you are mine. You hold my endless strength inside. You can never be denied. We will walk this path as one. Mary Alice was my friend in the days of Eisenhower. Why so sad at summer's end? Mary cried. Mary cried.
Pregnant? Oh no, it can't be. Can't destroy my family.
Paid someone to set her free, but Mary died. Mary died. Oh, my daughter, you are mine. You hold my endless strength inside. You can never be denied. We will walk this path as one. How dare you try to challenge the goddess? I am birth, I am death, I am mysteries untold. How dare you try to limit the goddess? I am choice far beyond what governments control. How dare you try to hinder her power? I gave it to my daughters, it's the right to rule their lives. How dare you wreak this harm on her children? The bodies you've betrayed are not yours, they are mine.
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you?
When they struck down Roe v. Wade,
I was in a state of shock.
Never thought I'd see this day.
Choice is gone. Women worked hard for this right. Now we deal with shame and fear. Goddess, help us in this fight. Keep us strong. Rights we had were jerked away by those who'll never pay the price. Hear the voice of women's rage. Right this wrong. Oh, my daughters, you are mine. You hold my endless strength inside. You can never be denied. We will walk this path as one. How dare you try to challenge the goddess? I am birth, I am death, I am mysteries untold. How dare you try to limit the goddess? I am choice far beyond what governments control. How dare you try to hinder my power? I gave it to my daughters, it's the right to rule their lives. How dare you wreak this harm on my children? The bodies you've betrayed are not yours, they are mine. How dare you?
Was Crow Women there off of the album the Red album, Pagan Voices for Reproductive Rights. You are listening to a special interview segment here on the Sweethearts and Badasses of Americana and Beyond segment of the Wimmins Show. Thank you, Deb Andersen, for asking me to set in to do that. That particular piece was by the Crow Women, which is a pagan choir, and they're the hosts of the Pagan Song blog. And do I have everybody all live and all that? No, there we go. Let's get that. You can go ahead and unmute yourselves if you want. So let's see here. Y'all unmuted? Y'all unmuted? I was going to start with, there we go, Alane. I was going to start with you and you were still muted.
Are you hearing you lag over the air, or is it fine?
Seems to be okay at the
Okay,
moment.
good. I'll just ignore that. So, hi, I'm
Hi.
Alane from the Crow Women. I'm so pleased to be here. Thank you so much for all of your support for the Red album.
Oh, it has been my pleasure working with you on various projects, not just promoting the Red album. We also have a good friend of the Magic Mess. Actually, all three of you are good friends of the Magic Mess, but most recently in studio, Mama Gina.
Hey, Phil, how you doing?
Oh, great. Good to see you. Good to see you. And somebody that I have not seen in forever, other than on Facebook, the wonderful, talented S.J. Tucker,
Go
the skinny
on.
white chick
Go on.
herself.
Go on. Oh, Phil. Here we
Yes.
are again, my friend. We have survived much.
Yes, it has been way too long. Last time we saw you in Lincoln was, I'm not even going to, you weren't a mother yet.
2017.
Yeah, it's like you weren't
I've made a
mother
whole
yet.
human since then and
Yes.
stuff.
And Gina was in town not too long ago, really. And of course,
Yay.
Alane, you've not made it, although you kind of come close every once in a while with your trips. You just don't stop in. Have to get the choir sometime to come this way. I mean, our on-air studio is big enough for a full band and a 10-person choir. So we
Yes,
got enough
it's
room.
very cozy. Very cozy. Just the right size.
All right. Oh, you are such a hoot, Suge. I love it. Like I did earlier today with Mystery, Celia, and Beltana, I'm going to ask each of you the same question. Now, it's kind of a two-parter question. And I'm going to start with Alane because we just played the piece from Crow Women off of the album, which is How Dare They? So I figured we'd start there. So Alane, why get involved with the Red album and why that particular song?
Well, the Crow Women wrote that song collaboratively as a group, especially for the Red album. So that song was structured specifically for the purpose of this album, which is to show our outrage about the overturning of Roe v. Wade. And it was a really interesting process to write as a group because the Crow Women were a women's pagan choir. We are also a women's circle. We've been together now for 31 years as a coven, but we're also a band and we're working on our fourth album right now. And so there were 6 of us who worked on this song. And so usually one person writes a song and the rest of us help arrange it. But in this particular case, we really wanted to include all the voices of all of the people who are active right now in the choir. And so we started off with a sort of a template and a tune. In fact, that those verses actually started off as watermelon, cactus, rose, watermelon, cactus, rose. Smell a lot of dirty toes, honey bear. And then we said to everyone, okay, you got to write your verse so that it fits in that. And so that verse you might have heard about Mary Alice, that was written by one of our elder members who she's close to 80 now, I think, and she remembers that actually happening. So she actually lost a friend to abortion without care, with an illegal abortion at that time. So her friend died. And when this has come through, her name is Carol McWilliams, she was just appalled to be going back to where she's going to lose friends again. She remembers what that was like. And the first verse was, two of the members wrote that about the impact of people who are victims of rape or incest and find themselves in a position where they, don't want to, the child is due to violence. And then just anybody who finds himself in a position for whatever reason, it's nobody's right to legislate why an abortion should or should not happen. And we wanted to put that through in the song. And it's women appealing to the goddess for help. We're a goddess-oriented circle. And the goddess, our member Tara Keene, she was the one who sang the part of the goddess so beautifully, telling women that she's here, that she's on our side, that she gets what we're going through, and that she will help us find our power.
Very good description of all that, and very good reasons to be involved in the Red Album. When you were talking about the oldest member of Crow Women and her remembering those things happening to people that she knew, I keep seeing and have been seeing for years, since before Trump. I already fought for this. Why am I having to fight for it again? That question. I've already fought for this. Why are we going backwards? And, I just want to remind everybody out there that, the Handmaid's Tale was written as a warning, not as a guidebook. And that seems to be what's been going on, is that it's being used that way. But anywho, I got a lot of music lined up. I kind of want to get to as much of it as possible. So I'm going to move on to what is, the version that I'm going to be playing is available only as a digital track, because the original version is not airable, unfortunately, on KZUM. But we are going to hear from my good friend here, S.J. Tucker. Make sure I get everything lined up right here. And
see, this is why I made both versions, Phil, because I foresaw this day.
You foresaw that you were going to be visiting with me.
Yes, yes.
All right. Well, I know
FCC
that people
has needs.
Yeah. All right. So we are going to hear the squeaky clean version of what is it? I can't see the whole title. It's
like
Devil at the Door. There we go. Devil at the Door. Yeah, it's like I had to minimize something and it didn't quite want to come through. So we're going to hear that. And then when we come back, we'll talk with Suj about why this song and all that, and make sure that you know where to find it, the original version, and the whole album while you're at it.
6:42 and the devil overdue. Sing for your life and your reputation too. You're unfit 'cause you went back to work, or you let the baby cry. One little thing goes wrong and you're disqualified. Well, shut 'em down for your soul and your freedom. Sell 'em out, keep your soul and your freedom. That's the dream, devil comes when you need him, child. 6:43 and they never let you be. Spitting nails, splitting hairs to avoid equality. Clutching pearls anytime something better comes to be. When they say you're bound for hell, well, tell them you're the queen. Yes, queen. Yeah, shut 'em down for your soul and your freedom. Tune 'em out, save your soul and your freedom. That's the dream, devil comes when you need him, child. Oh, 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 do, 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 da, 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 yeah. 6:44 and the devil at the door. They say you're a freak, you're a foundling, a sorceress, a whore. Well, not a shock, 'cause you know they'd have said it anyway. Tune it out, turn it off, kiss the baby, start the day. Yeah, shut 'em down, keep your soul and your freedom. Tune 'em out for your soul and your freedom. Tell the devil that you're not gonna need him, child. Yeah, shut 'em down, keep your soul and your freedom. Vote 'em out for your soul and your freedom. Tell the devil that you're not gonna need him, child.
Let me fix that real quick there. I was not quite on the right screen. There we go. Hey, we all know live radio, there's going to be some kind of whoopsie doodle. And I've been having plenty of those today. But hey, all right. So, Suj, that was your squeaky clean version of your contribution to the Red Album.
Indeed.
Why the Red Album? Why that song?
Well, first of all, I want to implicate my fellow Red Album performers, because I put the question to them initially. I was like, y'all, do we want the one with the F-bomb? Are you sure we want the one with the F-bomb? And they all went, F-bomb, 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 collectively. Yeah. So I have an army to back me up on this, but I went ahead and asked our mastering engineer, Rob, shout out to you, Rob, did an amazing job, sir, to master the squeaky clean version of Devil at the Door as well. And that gave us an opportunity to include it as a digital thank you for the folks who pre-ordered the download of the Red Album at theredalbum.bandcamp.com. Now you all know where to go. I will share that again. And so it was just bloody convenient, honestly. And I love getting to do something the right way the first time twice. It's very satisfying. The Red Album is exactly where I want to be right now, as a songwriter, as an activist, as a human, as a citizen of the United States who currently has fewer rights than a corpse. Yeah. The Red Album is exactly where I want to be, and I am so honored and grateful and proud of all of us and this wild, fierce album baby that we have made together in record time. I think to get 19 people to release a project all together and everything fall into place is delightful. And Alane is to be thanked in a lot of ways for that. I referred to her at our release concert at PSG as the whipcracker, because she kept track of the deadlines, she made scheduling things happen, and I know she was not the only one. So many of us poured our time and talent and energy into this, of course, otherwise it would not exist. But Alane, I love you. You're so brilliant in everything that you made happen for this so that it could
Thank
be
you so much.
So Devil at the Door is just from my personal experience of early motherhood. It is not for everyone. It is hard, even if your kid is easy and happy like mine. So far, so good, knock on wood. And, no health problems. I have so much support. And parenthood is crazy hard. Parenthood is hard, even if you have an entire village that is going to keep your kids safe and occupied when, for instance, in my case, you got to go out on the road for something like 3 weeks, which I'm now able to do again in limited capacity. And for a long time, the times of day that I reference in each verse are directly related to when my child would wake up every single morning like clockwork. Without fail, he was awake at 6:45 in the morning, which meant I had until the stroke of 6:45 to do everything I needed to do for myself. And I was working from home already. I am self-employed. I am the chief officer of all the things in my career. And also, for a while, the chief officer of breastfeeding and all of that stuff. So it was a lot. And discovering that I was experiencing firsthand what we refer to as pregnancy discrimination in the onset of pending motherhood, impending parenthood, and early motherhood as well, from our own community, from people that I had worked with for years, who just assumed that I was not going to be able to fulfill my promises because parenthood. And yeah, it's hard, but it's not so hard that I'm not going to have an adult conversation with you and tell you what's going on if I cannot fulfill what I have promised to do. So that was eye-opening. And I do tend to write songs about the things that open my eyes. And at the time, when I wrote Devil at the Door back in 2019, I was part of a weekly songwriter prompt group over, what was it called? Over, sorry, someone was
Soul Writers. Soul Writers.
Sorry, someone was unmuted and I got very confused for a second because I had other voices coming through.
Mm-hmm.
Soul Writers through Google Groups.
Yes, thank you, Alane. Yeah, it was a group on Google Groups, and we would get a song prompt every week and an assignment. And by prompt, I mean sometimes it was use this phrase in your lyrics, or have this sort of feel come through in your song. Make it sound like gospel. Make it sound like rock and roll, something like that. And we were to talk about the devil that week and get to do whatever. And all you had to do was use the assignment and turn the thing in on time. There are very few accountability rules in this group, but we all stuck to them for the most part. And if you didn't stick to them, then you got punished, and you got hard words in your prompt just for you the following week and things like that. But whatever choice you make, it's not going to be easy. And I have immense compassion for all of that. On this side of parenthood, my son is now 4. Everyone is still alive. And, I put my head on the pillow eventually at night and everybody's still alive. We call that a win. It doesn't need to be made harder by people in power. It's already hard. Whatever choice you make, parenthood, not parenthood, having a career, having a family, having both, having an abortion, not having an abortion, no matter what choice you make, it is going to be hard. We don't need people outside of our personal lives trying to make it harder than it already is with legislation for which the cruelty is the point. And so I am beyond ready to stand, and I am beyond ready to be supporting Elevated Access and the National Abortion Federation with this project. And I am beyond ready to have a target on my back, because at least I won't have a target on my back alone. There are 19 of us. And like so many other songs have said recently in popular culture, there are more of us than there ever have been before. So it's time to raise our voices.
Most definitely. Suge for governor. Oh.
You know what? Don't get me started, because we could have had a black rocket scientist for governor of my state, but only 24% of my state managed to be able to vote in the last gubernatorial election. So everybody vote, please, please, please vote.
Yes. I mean, up here in Nebraska, we've got the one that I call Governor Villain, because it rhymes with his name. Not quite as fun as the former governor who's now sitting in an office in D.C., who I called the hard-boiled egg with teeth, the dime store Lex Luthor, and some other things that are not quite appropriate for the radio.
It helps us survive. It helps us survive to come up with these euphemisms. I believe this to be true.
All righty. Well, before we get to Gina's contribution to the album, I'm going to go ahead and do our bottom of the hour break just a smidgen early so that I've got it out of the way. And when we come back, we will hear her contribution, have some chat there. And I've got 2 more songs from each one of you other than what was on the album. So we'll see if we can get it in there. If not, no big deal. I mean, this is, a chance to talk about the album, chance to talk about reproductive rights, women's issues, and all that. It is the Wimmins Show, even though I'm hosting right now. I have my own paparazzi. The 3 of you may have seen some flashes on the screen. Deb likes to take pictures. And that's probably who you may have heard in the background there for a second. But let's get that bottom of the hour break taken care of. And we'll just have some more fun with Gina and her song when we come back.
I am a hurricane, come to your shore. I am a woman, will not be ignored. waters that rise while you sleep. You've tested me, tried me, now I'll make you weep. I'm done with compassion and you're out of time. You've shackled and bound me and stolen what's mine. Now I am vengeance, I stand at your door. Retribution, revolution, retribution. Your chains made me stronger than ever before. Retribution, retribution, retribution. I am revolution. Revolution. I stand your gaze, and you never see me until it's too late. I am a cyclone, I'll level your pride. I am a woman, will not be denied. I am the wildfire that you can't outrun. Retribution, revolution, retribution, revolution. You think you can't lose, well, I've already won. Retribution, revolution, retribution, revolution. I am retribution. Retribution, revolution, retribution. My hands deliver your fate. Retribution, revolution, retribution. And you never see me until it's too late. I am revolution. I am crashing your gates. And you never see me until it's too late. You'll never see me until it's too late. You'll never see me until it's too late.
All righty. Well, is it too late? Let's hope not. And there I go again, hitting wrong buttons, but there we are. We got that fixed. Okay, there we go. So, Gina, are you there with me?
I am. I'm here.
Hello, gorgeous. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Every time I hear that song, I get pissed all over again.
Yeah. It's a very powerful piece. Very powerful piece.
Thank you.
I think just about, every single piece on this album is powerful in its own right, but Revolution, definitely, I think we need one sometimes.
Well, when I listened,
it was a great way to kick off the album too with that song.
Thank you. That's very kind. I'm glad I got to kind of set the tone a little bit. I'm not a young kid, and when I was born, we didn't have the rights that we had for most of my life, and now they're gone again. in less than one person's lifetime, we were gifted something and then had it taken away. And it's absolutely outrageous. When I was asked to be part of the Red album, I said yes, and then I couldn't find the song, and I almost didn't. I almost backed out because I couldn't find the song, because I was raised to be quiet, to be demure. Those who know me might right. That might be their reaction, but especially when it comes to anger and rage. I was raised that those were bad things and that they were not acceptable to share with other people. And so I became pretty subversive in the ways that I approached a lot of my life, to get the things that I felt that I deserved. I became more subversive more than out in people's faces. And I was having a really hard time writing a song about this. And I was sitting in a hostel in the middle of Georgia at an Airbnb hostel that for some reason was supposed to be full that weekend. And there was everybody canceled except for me. So I was by myself in this hostel for 3 days completely. And that moment gave me the time to find this song, and learning that my hosts, who were two apparently beautiful, lovely ladies that loved each other, but were Republican and conservative. And I thought, man, okay, so I can still be subversive in this moment and write this song in their kitchen. So I did. I still feel, I didn't even know how angry I was until I started writing this song. I had suppressed it so much. I didn't even realize what kind of rage was inside of me. And it felt like a force of nature. And that's why there are hurricanes and floods and cyclones in this song. I wanted people to hear it and understand that this is the natural reaction to what is happening to us politically, and what is happening to the control that people think that they should have over our bodies. It really enraged me, and I can definitely hear it in everybody's song on the Red album. I hear their rage, I hear their passion, I hear their sorrow. It just made me so angry that I was able to write this song, and that I had to, angry that I have to do this. When they asked me to join the Red album, one of the things that made me say yes in the first place is that it's not just a protest album. We are actually raising funds for National Abortion Federation and Elevated Access. And these two partners in this are just amazing. So we do what we do best, and then we give the money to somebody who can really, really help with reproductive rights. And it's reproductive rights for all people. We can say it's about women, but it's not just about women, because once you start taking these rights away from one class of citizen, eventually it's going to leak out all over the place. So I'm honored that I got to be on the Red album. I'm still angry, and I think that I hate to say this, but I think it gets worse before it gets better. And we need to stand our ground. We need to hold on. We need to support the people around us. Frankly, I'm 61. These laws don't actually affect me anymore, except that they do. And we know that they do, right? We can say it doesn't affect me, but it does affect me. It affects my family. It affects everyone around me. And I want to see us move ahead. And I think that we need to bottle this rage and this anger and our ability to create change, our ability to create, period. As women and as people who support us, we need to move forward. We need to stand against this wave of of pain, this wave of just wanting, this cruelty that is out there in the world right now. We can't let it shut us down. And so if I could make a tiny contribution to that, I'm grateful for that. I'm more grateful that I get to work with 19 pagan musician / bands artists that are absolutely doing the work. We're sharing our music out everywhere. Really quick story. I'm on my way to a festival a few weeks ago, and not a festival, but a shop that I'm going to play. And I get a phone call while I'm driving. So I pull over because I'm the old lady. I don't talk on my phone while I'm driving. I pull over and I call them right back. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, are they canceling on me? I've got, I'm going to be there in an hour. And they said, we just wanted to call because we got a phone call from some ladies that love your music and they want to come see you this afternoon. But they looked at your webpage and it talked about the Red album and they're worried that you're going to get political. And
have they listened to your music?
Have they listened to any of my music? Right. So I was very kind on the phone at that moment, because kindness still matters even when you're dealing with complete idiots. And I told the shop owner, I said, look, I am who I am. I believe what I believe. I'm not going to be unkind to those ladies if they show up, but I'm going to play my music, including the song off of the Red album. Well, I got to his place and he met me and he said, I'm so sorry I even called you. He said, I don't know why I felt that I had to manage that situation. He said, if it had been him, he would have told them to go, themselves. Mm-hmm. So, wow, I made it past the censors. So, and I think about it. I'm not the one who politicized my uterus. I'm not the one who politicized my breasts. I'm not the one who politicized whether I can have a child or not. I am not the one who did that, but I am now a walking political being. And I'm going to stand for what I stand for. I'm going to say what I need to say. And I'm going to sing what I mean to sing. So, yeah.
Listening to the album, which I've been doing off and on since it was officially released, listening to these individual tracks for today, power behind each song, the power behind each voice or each instrument, as the case may be, definitely is making an impact. Each and every person out there who has listened to even one track off of this album so far, their life has been changed, even if it's only a tiny little bit. Their life has been changed by hearing these songs. And you've all said that you're one of 19 musicians involved in this album. Now, today I'm talking with Mama Gina and S.J. Tucker, and I've been talking with Alane from Crow Women. Earlier today, I talked with Mr. E and Celia and Beltana Spellsinger. But we've also got musicians like Brian Henke, Pan Fried, Spiral Rhythm, Mirren King, Alexian, Kira Lang, Richard Williamson, Alexander James Adams, Krista Chapman Green, Ginger Ackley, Louis Guru, Sidney Michael, Primal Rhythm with Sue Belashchuk. I think I got everybody in there, didn't I? Sound like I got everybody there? Okay.
It does. Wow. You must have been reading a list, because
I pulled up the track list from the album and looked at it.
Impressive as hell.
Yeah. It's like I can make myself look really, really good, or I can be honest. So I'm going to be honest. I was reading off of the album information.
You did great.
You could do both.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And coming up later this month, like next weekend, I'll be talking with Alexian, Alexander James Adams, and Alane. Remind me, who is it that
Spiral Rhythm.
Spiral Rhythm is filling in.
Nice.
Ginger had something that came up to make it get, so she wasn't going to be able to participate. And then 2 weeks from today, on the 16th, it'll be Tara from the Crow Women, Krista Chapman Green, and Louis Guru. These interviews are on the Magic Mess, so that's why there's going to be some overlap a little bit there. And on the 23rd, it'll be Mirren King, Alane, and Jeff of Pan Fried. So we'll get to see your other half on here as well, Alane, and Sydney Michael. And as I told you, Alane, when we were setting all this up, I'm looking at that list of 19 bands or individual musicians, and I'm like, almost half I'm not all that familiar with.
Isn't that awesome? Isn't that the coolest thing?
There's a lot of up and coming people that that wanted to get involved, that were in the network of people who are talking to each other about this, and it's really a great kickoff for people's musical careers, as well as a way to be inclusive about expression of different ways of looking at our response to these events.
That's sure what we want for all the voices that some of y'all may not be as familiar with yet. And I wanna just wax ecstatic for a minute about Krista and Louis, because they're my neighbors. They're my neighbors. There are more pagan musicians in Arkansas right now that you can shake a stick at. It's so amazing to me. I'm delighted. Can you tell?
Oh yeah, we can tell. All right. Well, I do want to get some more of you all's music played, but Such was very good about telling people where they can go to get the Red album. Where can people go to get your individual works or find out more about you, Alane?
Well, the Crow Women host a blog about pagan music called Pagan Song, and that's at www.pagansong.com. And all of our stuff is on there, as well as lots of writing. We have 20 odd different pagan bands that all write for that blog. And in fact, Phil Kessler, our host, is one of those writers, and so is Gina. And
I'm not a musician, though.
Right, musicians or our allies and supporters. And this actually got started in a workshop I was doing at Pagan Spirit Gathering, where Pagan Song writers who are musicians got together, and we're all sitting there in our chairs, in our camp chairs, talking about why we write music. And one of the reasons we write music is to express emotions, and one of those emotions that day was outrage. And then we said, let's just do a record. Let's do an album. Let's turn this outrage into music. And Louis was one of those people there, and Kiki from Spiral Rhythm was also there, and they remained in the project. But anyway, so pagansong.com is where you can find the Crow Women stuff.
Okay, Gina.
MamaGinamusic.com, MAMAGINA music.com. You can find everything and all my links there, all my links to my music. So,
and of course, Suge.
sjtucker.com is the easiest place to begin. And if you want to find me on the socials, I am at sjtuckermusic on almost every single social network that is out there.
Awesome. Now, I've got 6 pieces of music to try to cram into 13 minutes, so it's not going to exactly happen. So I guess it's going to be one from each of you, and we'll just see what goes from there. So let's see here. Gina had a particular one she wanted me to play.
Oh,
do the shorter ones.
Right? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going with. Is well, for Crow Women, they're all kind of short, other than the one that's on the album itself. I think that's the longest Crow Women track I've heard.
It's the longest Crow Women track ever. We had a 5-minute max, and we went right to 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. So Alane, which of the 2 that you suggested for today would you like? We Are Sisters or You're a Woman
We Are Sisters
Now?
Is let's do We Are Sisters. That's a good way to capture the Crow Women as a band.
Okay. And Suge, I don't recall you giving me suggestions, but then again, I know your music so well. So I've got Girl into Devil.
Oh, that's great, dude.
Yeah, or Firebird's Child.
Well, I know everybody loves Firebird, so let's go with Firebird to keep the energy up.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. So we're going to end on that. Firebird's Child is what we'll end this segment of the show on. Thank you, all three of you, for joining me today for this special segment of the Wimmins Show with their interview series, Sweethearts and Badasses of Americana and Beyond. Marshall Chapman kind of gave them that name unintentionally. And thank you to Deb Andersen for letting me sit in for the first hour of her show. She's going to be joined by Ed Rumbaugh for the second hour. He's going to be guest programming there. And there we go. Oh, there's the wee sprite. All right, so I'm going to hit play on the music. Thank you, ladies, for joining again. And I look forward to talking to all of you sometime in the future and hearing more and more of your fantastic musics.
We are sisters on a journey, shining in the sun, shining through the darkest night. The healing has begun. The healing has begun. We are sisters on a journey, singing now as one, remembering the ancient ones, the women and the wisdom, the women and the wisdom. We are sisters on a journey, shining in the sun, shining through the darkest night. The healing has begun. The healing has begun. We are sisters on a journey, singing now as one, remembering the ancient ones, the women and the wisdom, the women and the wisdoms, the women and the wisdom, the women and the wisdom.
I remember when we were starlight. I remember the fall. I remember you promised you'd catch me, and I remember forgetting it all. I remember I promised to forget, to begin something new. And the fear is I near the illusion when I wouldn't be me, and you wouldn't be you. I remember love. I remember love. I wandered without understanding, and I traveled the world round and round. The journey's the thrill, and I couldn't stand still till you whispered it's time to slow down. They ripped you right out of my body and placed you there at my breast. I remembered when we were starlight, and now I remember the rest. Hey, I remember love. How could I forget the light of our souls and the dance between stars? No time, no space, every bit of it ours. I remember love. I remember love. enchanted, and you learned at homes where you dance. The lives that we dared and the soul that we've shared. Love is worth taking that chance. Hey, love. Oh, I remember love. How could I forget the light of our souls and the dance between stars? No time, no space, every bit of it ours. I remember love. I remember love. Hey. I remember love.
His daughter, I am the Firebird's child. I am the Firebird's child. I am the Firebird, I am his daughter. And like the flame, I am wild, 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 wild. I am the Firebird, I am his daughter. I am the Firebird's child. I am the Firebird's child. I am the Firebird, the boldest song you've ever heard. Join in the dance and make it wild, wild, wild. Join in the dance and make it wild. To see a maiden dance around the fire is not so strange, but fire dances around the limbs of this uncommon maid. Be brave enough to burn and you'll be brave enough to fly.
6:42 and the devil overdue. Sing for your life and your reputation too. You're unfit 'cause you went back to work, or you let the baby cry. One little thing goes wrong and you're disqualified. Well, shut 'em down for your soul and your freedom. Sell 'em out, keep your soul and your freedom. That's the dream, devil comes when you need him, child. 6:43 and they never let you be. Spitting nails, splitting hairs to avoid equality. Clutching pearls anytime something better comes to be. When they say you're bound for hell, well, tell them you're the queen. Yes, queen. Yeah, shut 'em down for your soul and your freedom. Tune 'em out, save your soul and your freedom. That's the dream, devil comes when you need him, child. Oh, 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 oh. Do, 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 da, da, do, da, do. Yeah. 6:44 and the devil at the door. They'll say you're a freak, you're a foundling, a sorceress, a whore. Well, fuck 'em all, 'cause you know they'd have said it anyway. Tune it out, turn it off, kiss the baby, start the day. Yeah, shut 'em down, keep your soul and your freedom. Tune 'em out for your soul and your freedom. Tell the devil that you're not gonna need him, child. Yeah, shut 'em down, keep your soul and your freedom. Vote 'em out for your soul and your freedom. Tell the devil that you're not gonna need him, child.